Good morning and welcome to another Yorkshire Fossils fossil hunting episode. I've got up for just before first light, so it's just starting to get light now, and I'm actually really close to the beach that I'm going to be hunting on today.
Oh yes, really pleased with that.
Let's get to the beach.
It's pretty wet and slimy getting down here today. It's quite slippy under the foot, so it's just important that you make sure you've got a nice strong hold with one foot before you go further down with the other. Right, well I've made it onto the bottom. I've already got about 2 hours on the beach, so I best get cracking. But fingers crossed, we have some luck today. So I'm just gonna search through all of these pebbles here. There's plenty to be having a look at there. Oh, and it hasn't taken very long at all. There's a nice big cannonball nodule here. You can see a partial elegantisserious ammonite, what looks to be a bivalve shell perhaps, and then another really small elegantisserious ammonite just there. And it looks to be completely empty, unfortunately. You can see that's the tiny elegantisserious ammonite that we could originally see. And just while I was setting my bag down to split this, I actually spotted a little multi-block here, which is filled with lots and lots of really small ammonites. There's lots of partials. We'll leave that one, someone else might enjoy finding it. Oh, this is pretty cool. But this brown splodge that you can see here is actually a coprolite, so it's a fossilised poo. And it even has some pyritisation on the surface there, and it's washed right alongside this partial Belemnite fossil, which is a fossilised squid. There's also a fossilised tree trunk here. You can see all of this black material is fossilised wood. And then within it, you have all of these calcite veins. How cool is that? Oh. So there's a nodule here. Initially, from the weight of it, I thought that it might be just an empty pyrite nodule. But on the reverse side, you can actually see an ammonite is starting to wear out. Oh wow, I almost missed that one. There's actually an ammonite right in the crack. Looks like it should be complete. Oh wow. It's amazing how it could just be laid there so perfect. Got some more crushed ammonites as well. These look like elegantisserious ammonites. Really smooth, have a lovely rich brown shell. It's a nice nodule just down here. It's definitely one that's worth investigating. Oh, there's definitely an ammonite down here. See if you can spot the fossil. Should be able to get it quite quick, this one. So there aren't too many rocks which are large enough to actually contain this ammonite. Make the area a little bit smaller. It's actually just here. Similar to the other ammonite we picked up earlier, this one is exposed all the way around the edge. Right, we've got another spot the fossil. It's another ammonite again. And there aren't too many rocks in this picture that it could be. And it's just there. So it's another lovely ammonite specimen. This one looks like it should actually split open really easily. There's an absolutely huge deathbed of fossil shells here. It's absolutely crazy. Look how many there are. See that the nodule itself is quite thick as well. If you look at the cross section, all the way through, it's just littered, absolutely filled with fossil shells. You even got some Belemnites on the surface as well. It's just unbelievable.
This ammonite is quite a bit rarer than some of the other ammonites we have prepared. It's quite a lot older and from a different layer of shale. It's got some beautiful pyritisation, which we are able to carefully reveal with the air abrasives. This is similar to some other fossils we have prepared, such as crinoid stems and pyritic shells. What a gorgeous ammonite. Here we have a golden shell fossil. Using our air abrasives, we can quite quickly remove the surface layer of shale to reveal that gorgeous shell underneath. This shell is around 200 million years old. It will still require a little bit more preparation at a later date, but for now, here's what we have.
Looks like there's another potential ammonite fossil in here. Oh, there's definitely one in there. You can see at one point there's actually been two, but this second one hasn't been complete. Very nice. Right, I've got another spot the fossil. Go a little bit closer. So there's actually two different fossils here. There's a block of fossil shells, but there's also an ammonite, which has already been split open. They're both actually right alongside each other. So you have this block of fossil shells, nowhere near as impressive as the other block that we've just seen, but still a nice little chunk. There's actually been quite a few in there, and also an ammonite fossil. And then we have this lovely little Dactyliosauris ammonite. See that a lot of the detail is worn away, which happens to all of the fossils if they're not saved in time. It's still a lovely little piece. Further along we have a nice nodule with lots of pyrite shells on the surface. Always so lovely to see these fossils. They're lovely and golden, but over time this gold will fade away. We have another beautiful ammonite just starting to be revealed. Oh wow. I mean, they don't really get much better than that. Just look at all that detail, it's beautiful. Right, there's another fossil for you to spot. Somewhere around here, right beneath my feet. In fact, I can actually see 3 ammonites all in this one spot. One's much more well preserved than the others. We'll have a little look at all of them just in case. Get a little bit closer for you. So there's one here, there's one here, there's one just there as well. So let's have a look. Oh, and there's one there which I didn't even see. So there's 4 just in this one shot. So we have this one, which is slightly battered around the edges, but the centre could be nice, so we'll hold on to this. This one we definitely know for a fact is going to be really nice. See there that the ammonite's pretty much complete. Slight bit of crushing, but that looks like it should be a pretty nice one. Then we have this one here, which is similar to one of the other ones we picked up today. And then the final one, oh, there's even a little one washed up against it as well. Very nice. It's by no means a perfect fossil, but I just saw the edge of this ammonite just starting to protrude the edge. But when I flipped it over, you can see that there's an ammonite in there. It's completely split through the centre, which is obviously a shame. But at the same time, look at all these lovely calcite chambers which have been exposed. Because it's been in the sea for some time as well, it's had a chance to naturally polish slightly. So they're lovely and shiny. It's pretty cool. Not one that I'm going to take though, so I'll leave that one. Someone else might enjoy finding that one. There's a Belemnite fossil just wearing out of this shale. You can see there that the tip is still protected by a little thin layer of shale, but the full Belemnite is there. It's a lovely golden piece. Oh, it looks like there's an ammonite fossil wearing out of the rock up here. It's just a partial one, unfortunately. And then not too far away from this one, there's another one. God, it's another perfect one. Well, we're certainly finding plenty of ammonites on today's hunt. Oh, looks like there's a nice ammonite here. Look at that. It's already split open. Oh, yes. Look at that. Tell you what, it's so satisfying when you find the ammonites just loose like this, just ready to pick up. Look at that glisten. Tell you what, if you'd never found a fossil before and you picked this up just laying on the beach, you know, it'd be a pretty special day. Oh, no way, look at that. God, I thought it was just another nodule, but it's actually a Nautilus. Wow, that was worth coming just for this. It's been a while since I found a Nautilus actually, so this is, it's a nice refreshing feeling. Quite a nice size as well. Shouldn't take too much cleaning up either. Another nice nodule which could potentially contain an ammonite. Tell you what, we've been spoilt today. There's just fossils all over the place. This storm's really refreshed this particular area. Look at that. It's absolutely insane how many fossils there have been on this beach alone. It's absolutely incredible. You know, so many ammonites, that Nautilus. There's just such a variation of finds today as well. It's been great. I haven't actually managed to split any of the nodules open yet. The tide's on its way in and I don't want to stay on this beach just in case the tide comes in a bit too fast. So I'm going to make my way back and then I'll split open some of the nodules there. I've had a chance to sort through the fossils that I've found today, and this is the haul. So we've got lots and lots of Dactyliosauris ammonites. So these are the nodules that I'm going to take home as they are, and these nodules here are the ones that I'm going to split. As always, going to put some safety glasses on. So I'll just get those on before I split any of these nodules. Right, so I think I'll start with one of the nodules which I know for a fact is going to split open well. So let's split this one first. It's split already. It literally took one hit and it's split absolutely perfect. Look at that. See there, all the way to the centre. This ammonite is perfect. And all it took was that one tiny hammer hit. Oh, it's stunning. But it's certainly a good start. So this next one that I'm going to split, I actually found it already exposed. So some of the ammonite, or all of the ammonite, is actually exposed on the front. But I'm hoping if I split it on the back, I'll be able to expose a more perfect ammonite with some more detail. And there we go, we've got a split. And again, it's split open perfect. You can see there on the first side, this is all I could see. Whereas when I rotate it round, you can see there the ammonite was perfect on the underside. It was definitely worth saving. I think I'll try a nodule now where I'm not too sure whether there's actually something inside or not. They're always much more exciting when you're not sure what to expect. Looks like this one's most likely going to be empty. And I think it is. I'll just gather up these shards, and then as always, we'll bury them like we usually do. Right, let's try another one. Right, we've got a nice split. Is there anything inside? Hey, there is. It's another beautiful Dactylioceras. So it hasn't split perfectly over the centre, but the ammonite itself should be perfect in there. So we can take this one home as it is and prepare it at a later date. Right, we've got another split, another partial ammonite. You can see it's been eroded on one side, but it's not particularly one that would keep, so we can leave this one and someone else might enjoy finding it. Right, I'm going to try a nodule now where I can actually see the ammonite again, and this one should actually open really easily as well, just like the last one. So I'll just give it a little tap with the chisel end of the hammer. There we are, and it's opened up to reveal another perfect ammonite. Split just as nice as the last one. I mean, they really don't split much better than that. Can't ask for much more, really. We've got a split. Hey, and there's a fossil inside. Awesome. With this particular ammonite, we couldn't actually see anything around the outer edge, so it was a complete mystery as to what was going to be inside. But I think you'll agree that it's split open really well. Just taping these up to protect them while I carry them up the cliff. It's always worth keeping the negatives or the impressions just because they cover the surface of the actual fossil so that it doesn't get damaged. Right, so I'm just getting ready to head up. I've packed the fossils away into the bag. I've got a loose pile of rocks here, which are just the shards from what we've split. So I'm just going to bury those. There's a couple of fossils there which I'm leaving for someone else to find. But I'm actually going to head over to the waterfall now, just before I head up, just to get a closer look, where it's certainly a lovely sight. That's it for today's hunt. Had an absolutely incredible day today. Some amazing finds and a lot of finds too. I'm not looking forward to carrying them all back up the cliff, but thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to another Yorkshire Fossils fossil hunting episode. You have just me on the beach today. Over the weekend we've had a massive storm which should have washed out plenty of fossils.
Oh, wow. I'm going to make my way down now and hopefully, fingers crossed, there'll be plenty to find. Right, I'm on the bottom now. Let's get onto the beach and get hunting. As always, you find lots of nodules. You can see this one here has a partial ammonite inside. There's a few smaller examples protruding the edge there. Compared to when I last saw this fall, lots of the mud has actually washed away. You can see that some of the vegetation from higher up the cliff has slumped down. Just searching where the tide line has reached, just here. Just spotted an ammonite fossil actually, just in the shingle. It's not one we'd be able to split with the hammer and chisel because it's too thin, so I'll keep hold of this one. Just spotted another fossil, but I'm going to give you a chance to find it at home. What I've spotted is an ammonite fossil. It's not in a very large nodule, but the fossil itself is completely fossilised in iron pyrite. I'll make the area a little bit smaller. It's actually just here. You can see there the outer edge of the ammonite. It's been completely crushed on one side. It's quite heavy because of the iron pyrite, also known as fool's gold. And this is one which is nice to find, but not one that would keep. So I'm going to leave this one just on a rock. There's another really small ammonite nodule here. At one point it might have been larger, but now it's worn down just to this small little centre. But there is an ammonite in there, so we can reveal that one in a little while. Actually just walked past this one, but there is another ammonite fossil just here. Same again, very eroded on the outer edges, but there is a full fossil in there, so that's another one which we can try and reveal. It's always nice finding those really small beach-worn pebbles that contain fossils, but of course what we're mainly looking for is the much larger fossils, which are much more well preserved and haven't been eroded. So let's keep looking. You can see there's an ammonite just starting to wear out here. It's definitely one that we should investigate further. Got a natural fracture running through as well, so hopefully that opens nice and easy. And another ammonite, but this one looks far too incomplete, so we can leave that one. There's another large grey rock just here. It's the right type of rock to contain something. Some calcite veins there. Can actually start to see an ammonite. If you look closely, there are some chambers of an ammonite just starting to expose. It's a nice chunk of pyrite just here. If you have a little closer look at it, doesn't really look like much on first glance, but if you look at the cross section, this is actually Gyrosteus fish bone. So you can see here some really thin plates of a prehistoric fish. Gyrosteus were thought to have looked something like a sturgeon, but 180 million years ago. Unfortunately, this type of bone doesn't usually prep very well, so we can leave that one.
On the workbench now, we are preparing a section of Gyrosteus cartilage. This is from a huge fish, like a sturgeon, which lived during the Jurassic about 180 million years ago. There have actually never been any complete specimens found of a Gyrosteus to this date. Any specimens we find from this creature are usually pretty unusual. There wasn't too much work for this particular piece, so now that we've removed all of that limestone, here is the finished part of a Gyrosteus. We're not entirely sure which part of the creature it is from at the moment. However, in the future, we will hopefully prepare some much larger examples of this marine creature. This particular example is really sturdy and well defined, and we are really pleased with how it turned out. We've got many more projects on the go at the moment, so we'll begin work on the next one.
It's a really small ammonite nodule just down here. Looks like a little macaron. In that short space of time, these are the fossils that I managed to pick up. So you can see we've got a nice variation of nodules. Some are more eroded than others. But all of them have the potential to contain something rather nice. I'm going to take some home as they are, but some of the other ones I'm going to explore on camera. So let's get cracking. Hopefully we can get some nice specimens out of the rocks that we've found. I was actually quite intrigued by this stone. There we are. Let's have a little look inside. Oh wow, look at all those shells. You never know when you split these open if they're going to come out nice or not. But I think on this occasion, they've come out really well. You can see it's filled with shells on both sides. So beautiful. Just look at all those shells glistening in the light. So I've got this rock here, and I'm not entirely sure whether there's a fossil inside it or not. But there's only one way to find out. There's actually a crack formed already, which is a good sign. But is the fossil inside going to be well preserved? Let's have a look. And it is. Look at that. It's a Dactyliosauros ammonite. It's actually exposed some of the calcite chambers as it's split open, which is pretty cool. You can see there, towards the centre, the ammonite is perfect. It's always a lovely surprise when you split open a nodule like this. We had no idea that there was going to be anything inside. And then when you see something like this, it makes it all worth it. So this is the nodule from earlier, which has already been partially exposed. But we're just going to try and reveal a little bit more. to make sure it's worth actually taking home. Okay, and upon closer inspection, when splitting this nodule, you can see that the fossil inside, it actually has natural oils in there, but it's been a really calcified ammonite, which has distorted the fossil. So on this occasion, this particular nodule isn't worth taking. Let's try this next one. There we are, we've got a split. And inside, we've got a nice ammonite fossil. You can see here the ammonite has lots of calcite in it. That's what gives it this lovely orange coloration. Got a nice fine ribbing on the outer whorls, and then towards the centre you have this perfect dactyliosperous ammonite. And the beauty of splitting nodules like this is they go perfectly back together. Right, we're going to split open a couple more now, and then I think I'll take the other ones that we've found home. And the ammonite inside is actually really nice. It looks completely crushed on one side, but upon opening it, you can see that the ammonite itself is beautiful. It's got some lovely pyritisation as well, which gives it this lovely golden coloration. That's definitely another one which we'll be able to take home and clean up even further, but even in the state that it's in now, it's still really nice.
This unusual piece of limestone contains not one, but two dactyliosperous ammonites. They look partially distorted, however the fact there are two preserved alongside each other makes this quite an uncommon find. The limestone is relatively soft, and we can quickly reveal both of the ammonites. The whole process to prepare this specimen only takes a couple of hours, and we are about ready to see the finished result already. After those finishing touches are applied, here's the final finished piece. Two ammonites, as well as a fossilised shell preserved in between them. Although the specimens are not fully preserved and are partially distorted and crushed, it really does make for a really unique find, and something which was absolutely worth bringing home and preparing. We are very happy with how this turned out.
We've only got about 30 minutes left of daylight now, so I'm going to have another little search, see what else I can find, and then I'll head back up before it gets dark. I've got my headlamp with me and I should be able to make my way up pretty easily. Managed to pick up these 3 nodules, which I'm going to investigate further. There we go, we've got a split, and inside, got a perfect ammonite. This is all we could see to start with, just this small outer edge here. But after we've revealed the inside, you can see that it's a perfect dactyliosperous ammonite fossil. It's the tree completely revealed. There's not much work that needs doing to this one at all. It's definitely one for the bag. It's amazing, look at that. And now for the last nodule. I think I've revealed all of what is left. So as you can see, there was some of the ammonite still in there. There's a vein of calcite passing through it, and lots of calcification in the ammonite chambers itself. Pretty cool fossil. It's nice to see how they all preserve differently. But on this occasion, this isn't one that we'll take home, so we'll leave this one. As always, after we've split these nodules, just make a little hole, put the broken shards in, and then bury them back up with the sand. And then as the next tide comes in, these rocks will be completely washed away, dragged out to sea, and they'll erode down just into these smaller beach pebbles like what you see here. If you enjoyed today's hunt with just myself and you want to see more, let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to another Yorkshire Fossils fossil hunting episode. Thankfully the weather's been on our side today. It's a little bit windy, but hopefully it's not too crazy on the beach.
Just having my morning coffee. Well, I wish I didn't put so many layers on now. It's absolutely boiling. It's a glorious day today. Sun's shining nice and bright. It's quite a long walk to get to the beach that we're going to, but it's a lovely walk. There's lots of nice scenery. This path that I'm walking on now actually all used to be completely level, but it's completely slipped. And that's why you have to walk up and down these steps now. So thankfully these steps have been built. I wouldn't have wanted to be walking along here when it did slip, that's for sure. As you can see, the path's just made up of mud and where steps have previously been put into place. But as you get further along, a lot of the path has actually started to fall into this ravine. You can see here it's not very wide at all. You can only really get both your feet there, and then if you slip, you're straight down there. Well, I made it down onto the beach. I'm just going to make my way now to the furthest point where I'm going to be hunting today, and then I'm going to slowly make my way back. I'll keep my eyes peeled along the way, just in case there's anything obvious to pick up. Well, first find of the day. There's an ammonite fossil in there for sure. There's another ammonite fossil there, but this one, unfortunately, it's a little bit too worn. We'll leave that there in case someone else would like to find it. Oh, that's pretty cool. There's a huge block of fossilised shells here. It's absolutely rammed all the way through. It's not something you'll be able to carry. It's absolutely ridiculous how big that is. Let's see if you can spot the fossil. It's in frame somewhere right now, and what you're looking for is an ammonite in a nodule. Just while I've been waiting, I've also spotted a nodule with some partial Belemnite fossils in it. I'll get a bit closer. So in this frame you have the ammonite nodule, but as well as that, you also have the Belemnites. Okay, so the ammonite nodule is there. You can see why a lot of people call them burger buns. That one should split open really well. And then the other one is just there. So here you have lots of partial Belemnite fossils. Quite worn, so not something I'd take, but we can leave that one for someone else to find. And then just over here, although it's not a complete specimen, I thought it was still nice to see, there's actually a chunk of a much larger Harpoceros ammonite. Look at the shine on that. So these ammonites can grow pretty large. However, this is just a small section of one. I've just reached the much larger boulders now. I'm just scanning the area while I'm walking along, just so I don't miss anything obvious. That looks like an ammonite down there. Oh yeah, there's a lovely ammonite fossil in there. And as well as that, I've just seen this, which is some pyritised, fossilised wood. Not something that we'll be taking, but I'll leave that there for someone else to find. We've already got 4 lovely ammonite nodules, and we haven't even started properly searching yet. Well, there's an ammonite down here. It's quite eroded, but I think there could be something salvageable in there. Oh, there's another nice nodule just there. It's a nice shape. Oh, but it looks like someone's already checked that one. There's another one just there. This one looks nice. Is there anything in this one? Oh yeah, definitely look at that. Oh, that's a stunner. That's a really nice example. Looks like it's only just tumbled out of the cliff. Can't complain with that at all. This looks interesting. What's this? I've got a block of shells. I wasn't too sure whether it was going to be lots of crushed ammonites, but it's actually lots of bivalve shells. There's a couple of nodules under this. They don't really look like the right shape. I mean, this could potentially have something in, but I think we'll find plenty of other nodules that are worth checking. Well, it looked like a nice nodule, but it's quite pyritic and it's quite thin. This doesn't look too bad. It's a much thicker nodule. This one will be worth splitting with the hammer. There's a nodule here which contains something rather unusual. Have any ideas what it is? It's actually a fossil poo. Most likely off some sort of fish or maybe even a crocodile. It's a very tiny example, but it's certainly got the right colour for it. If I just wet it in this water, makes it a little bit more obvious. How cool. And this lovely rounded nodule. Not something that I'll take though, so I'll leave that one there. I've made my way now onto a really nice pebbly part of the beach, and I've already found quite a few fossils off camera. Let's have a look at those, and then we'll search the entire beach and see what else we can find. Here are the fossils that I've managed to pick up so far. You can see they blend in quite well with the majority of the other pebbles. But these are all the Ammonites. So you can see we've got some lovely examples. This one's pretty much perfect. However, there are quite a few really nice ones that we've already picked up. There's some really nicely preserved specimens here. As well as the Ammonites, I also picked up these interesting pieces. So we've got a big block of fossilised wood here. There are even some calcite veins running through it. Bit too big to take home today. It's nice to see. I also found this partial Phylloceras ammonite. So these ammonites can grow really large. You can see here, this is just a big section of one, but it's lovely and golden and pyritised. Look at that shimmering. They're really finely ribbed, these ammonites. Very intricate. You can see there's a partial ammonite just here as well as some little shells. And then I also found this big nugget of pyrite, big piece of fool's gold. So already we've had a nice variety of fossils. There's a few here which we're going to split open in a little while. Well, let's search the rest of this beach now. It's quite overwhelming just how many pebbles there are, so it's going to be really interesting to see what's amongst them. So let's get straight to it. I'm going to slowly zigzag my way along the beach now and try and cover as much ground as possible. So let's see what we can find. We've got an ammonite already. This looks like a nodule. There's another ammonite just down here. This one should open really well actually. There's a block here filled with really calcified ammonites. Oh, this is pretty neat. It's already been split open. It's a lovely little Hildoceras ammonite. Wow! There's a couple of little bits missing, but overall I think that's actually a really nice find. There's another rock here with what looks like it's most likely a pseudo-Lyoceras ammonite in there. There's also another stone just here, like the gracile block we picked up earlier. It's filled with ammonites, but this one looks like it's actually preserved a little bit better. Already we've got a nice handful of rocks that are worth splitting. I'm just going to take these ones to the bag just to free my hands up a little bit, and then we'll get back to searching. I also picked this up earlier, and it actually looks like a Belemnite phragmocone, so we'll reveal that in a second as well. Another ammonite. I often wonder how long some of these fossils have been wearing away under all these pebbles. It's another nice one. There's quite a lot of detail still on this one. It's not too much work either, just to clean the middle out of this one with a fine pen at home. Got a nice sized nodule there. Looks pretty interesting. I won't be surprised if there's a fossil in this. Looks like at some point it's been a pyritised nodule, but the pyrite's worn away, and inside there's a lovely Eleganticeras ammonite. I can't wait to expose that. It's just like a shot put. Nice. There's a couple more eroded ammonites here. I think these ones are a little bit too far gone for us to do anything with, so I'll leave those ones for someone else. Looks like there's some sort of bone in there. Not entirely sure what from, but I think it's just the very edge section, so it's not worth taking, but it's interesting to see. There's a block here with some more gracile ammonites in it. There's a chunk of fossilised wood there. Looks like there's been some sort of knot in the wood as well, which is pretty cool. Right, well there's certainly a few more fossils that were found just then as well. It's unbelievable just how many there are. We'll get these ones back to the bag and then we'll split some open. See an edge of an ammonite just down here. That's all I could see. Is it going to be there on the other side? Hey, it's still covered. That's another one we'll be able to reveal with the hammer and chisel. There's a nice groove there, so this should pop off really easily. We'll keep that one and that one. but this Eleganticeros will split, Hildoceros will split, and then we've got this nodule where we're not sure whether there's going to be anything in it or not, and we've also got this gracile block, and that's as well as all the other ones that we've picked up that we're going to try and reveal what could be inside. We've certainly found plenty of fossils so far. Let's crack some open and see if we can get some nice ones out of the nodules that we've found. I think we'll start with a more guaranteed fossil. So this Hildoceros that we picked up towards the end, I think will split open really easily. Got a couple of different size chisels, and I always try and match the size of the chisel to the fossil. So I think with this one, I'll use the medium sized chisel. I'll just gently place that right on the groove and give it a little tap. It should open really easy, this one, I think. There we are. So we've got a split. And we've got a perfect Hildoceros ammonite inside. Wow, let's get a closer look. Looks like the specimen's split open really well. All the way to the centre. Well, we've started it off certainly very well. If I can, I always tape the fossils back together, and that way, while they're in my bag, they're nice and protected. Let's try this Eleganticeros nodule next. Just working my way around to where I think the ammonite is running. There we go. Got a nice crack. And inside, there's a lovely Eleganticeros ammonite. Look at that. It's split open pretty much perfect. There's just a tiny bit of rock in the centre that still needs to be removed. It's kept a lot of its shell on as well. It's a lovely rich brown colour. Certainly going to be a nice example once it's fully prepared. God, well, we've certainly set the day off right. Got some really nice fossils to be taking home already. Let's try this gracile block. We're not really getting anywhere with this one, so I think on this occasion we can leave this one. I'll just put it to one side. Let's try this ammonite. There we are, I think that got it. So we've got a lovely Dactylioceros ammonite here. As you can see, it's split open perfect over the surface of the ammonite. Let's try some more nodules. Got another ammonite here, and the ammonite's actually already been fully exposed on one side, but I'll try and reveal the other side now. There we go. Oh, lovely. Split open, perfect. It's a beautiful example. Let's get a closer look. Also got the reverse side, which has already been exposed. You can see it's been exposed for quite some time because it's got these worm tubes on it. Let's get it taped up. I think we'll try this phragma cone next. They always look quite interesting. Okay, so it's split in two. You can see some lovely shell from a cross section of the phragma cone itself. So it's built up of many, many layers, and this is just one of the individual layers that you're looking at now. See, it's lovely and calcified. It's nice and shiny. Pretty cool. I think we'll try this one next. So we can see the edge of an ammonite. I'm not entirely sure what it is just yet actually, but we'll soon find out once we split it along this calcite fracture here. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. I'm pretty sure now, once it's been split, that it's a clavicerous ammonite. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm pretty sure it is. You see it's quite a flat, smooth ammonite compared to some of the others that we find. Nice! Let's try this nodule filled with Dactylioceros ammonites next. So you can see there is an ammonite in there. Just trying to break away a little bit more of the surrounding matrix. Oh, we've done a reasonably good job. You can see there the majority of the ammonite has been revealed. Just a tiny bit left there, but I'm not going to risk trying to get that off with the chisel because I might break the fossil. It's definitely worth taking just like this. Here's one of the first ammonites that we picked up from today. There we go. And it's split perfect inside. It looked like it was going to split open easily, and it did. Let's try a few rocks where we're not too sure whether there's something inside or not. Oh, there was one, but it's been a really calcified example. Just goes to show, you look at some of the other ammonites that we've split open, and they're split open really well and they're preserved nicely. Whereas you get other ones like this, where they're just fractured and calcified and they're not really worth saving. So we can leave that one. And inside there is actually an ammonite. It's definitely worth taking. There will be a full ammonite in there. Another really small ammonite fossil here. Let's reveal it. There we are, we've got another split. And all of the ammonite that was there has been revealed, but as you can see, the centre hasn't preserved, just hasn't been there at all. Right, let's try the last two nodules. Oh, well that one split quite easily, didn't it? And we've revealed a lovely golden ammonite inside there. You can see there's going to be quite a nice specimen inside. Look at that pyrite glistening in the light. Definitely one to take just like that. I don't want to risk breaking it. Looks like it could be a really nice example. Then we've got our last nodule now. Well, we got a split quite quickly. It's being empty. Nothing inside there. We've certainly done well so far. I'm going to load my rucksack up and then we'll continue on and keep searching. Look at all these that we've picked up already. So there's Dactylioceras, Claviceras, Eleganticeras, Hildoceras. Got a nice variety already. Got to stay hydrated. Right, let's keep moving. Looks like there's a fossil just down here. Not entirely sure whether it's going to be a good one or not. Nice. It looks like an absolute stunner. Really pleased with that one. There's not much work at all really to clean that up either. Class. I've already picked up 3 nodules that could potentially contain something. I'm going to keep on looking in amongst these stones, see if I can find any more. Aha, this looks like one. Is it all going to be there? Yeah, it is. Nice. Still got a lovely brown shell on it as well. I'm seeing plenty of partial ammonites, bits that are broken, but we're only interested in the more perfect ones. So many stones, it's quite disorientating actually. There's so much to look through. Oh, that's pretty nice. Look at that Belemnite. Got a lovely pyritised fragma cone. And you've got the Belemnite guard. And it goes all the way to the point. That's a pretty cool piece. So you've got all that lovely shiny pyrite on the fragma cone, which is the living chamber of a squid-like creature. And then attached you have the Belemnite guard, which is almost like the structural support of a squid. You see it's lovely and calcified. That's what makes them so fragile. That's why they often break into pieces. You can see there's natural fractures, made more obvious as they've been eroded. We've got another calcified Belemnite here. And then slightly ahead, fossilised poo. Still covered in shale. And then not too far from that, another pyritised fragma cone. And the Belemnite guard still intact. And another Belemnite just next to it. What have we got here? Looks like an ammonite that's been crushed and preserved on top of another coprolite fossil. So you've got a partial coprolite fossil and an ammonite right against each other. Looks like the ammonite got itself in a sticky situation. Another Belemnite here. Got a block here filled with ammonites. Lots of the small calcified ammonites again. So nothing that's worth splitting. Oh, is this a nodule? This one isn't, but next to it, just down there, a perfect ammonite. Oh wow, I wouldn't have even spotted that if I didn't check this one. I just picked up this rock as well, which could contain something. Oh, is that another ammonite? Ah yeah, there has been an ammonite in there. It's not the best preserved one though, so I'll leave that one. Oh, that's a shame. It's not an ammonite, but it's an ammonite impression. You can see at one point there's been a rather nice ammonite there. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's a huge nodule. It's got tons and tons of Belemnites on it. You can see they've eroded away quite a bit and it's revealed the calcification. I don't think anyone's going to be able to lift that off the beach. Ooh, is this one? Ah, quite a lot of it's there. See, the tide's quite quickly making its way in now. We managed to find so many fossils in that shale. It was absolutely ridiculous just how many fossils there were. Just unbelievable to think, you know, millions of years ago, just how many sea creatures there were in this area. I didn't find too many nodules that we could take off the beach in that last section of beach. However, the ones that I have picked up will split in a little while. I'm just going to make my way now a little bit further along the beach. We'll keep hunting and then I'll process what we've found.
I've got these last few nodules to split open, and I've got a couple more which I've already found in the distance. So let's split these first and I'll show you what else I've found. Put my safety glasses on. I've got this perfect ammonite which I picked up earlier, and then I've got a few more rocks which I'm not too sure whether they have anything inside or not.
You can see on the outer edge of the nodule, part of the Belemnite was protruding out, and within you've got the Belemnite phragmocone. It's got a lovely mottled shell on it. It's quite beautiful really. It's also been a little bivalve shell in the nodule as well. Not something that I'll take, but I'll leave that and someone else might enjoy finding it.
Let's try the next one.
You can see the ammonite itself's been filled with lots and lots of really fragile calcite. So I'm pretty sure the ammonite inside's also going to be really calcified. You can see here there's a little bit of the ammonite shell, but a lot of the chambers have been revealed. Again, it's not as nice as some of the other ones that we found, so we'll leave that one. We have another nodule here where we can't see anything around the edge. And it's split with one hit. Oh yes. And there's a lovely ammonite in there. Not all of it's been revealed, but you can see just from what's already there and what's already exposed, the ammonite's going to be pretty perfect once it's been cleaned up at home. Definitely a keeper. So we're down to the last two nodules now. We've got this one, which looks perfect, and then we have another one where I'm not too sure what's inside. Are we in luck? No, nothing in that one. Let's try this last one now. And we've got a split. Oh, and the ammonite inside's pristine. Let's get a closer look. Wow. It's definitely one of the best splits of the day. Look at the pyrite on that. You've got the lovely rich brown shell still intact, as well as all that glistening pyrite. And it's split perfect all the way to the centre. It's split beautifully. And it goes back together perfect as well. A little bit of sandstone there, which we can wash off.
That last ammonite was unbelievable. I can't believe how well it's split. I'm just going to tape this one together now, and then I'm going to show you the last two nodules which I found from today's hunt. These are the last two nodules that I'm going to be opening today. Let's hope there's something inside, at least one of them. I'll start off with the small one.
Let's have a look together. Hey! There's a lovely Eleganticerus ammonite in there. You can see it hasn't all been revealed, but with a bit of pen work, should be a lovely little specimen in there. It should go back together quite perfectly. I'm really pleased with that one. Let's hope there's one in the larger stone. Right. Is there going to be anything inside? Oh, nice. That's pretty unusual. Not only have you got this much larger section of ammonite, you've got two smaller ammonites, and you've actually got a coprolite fossil, which is a fossilised poo. I wasn't expecting that in there. Let's get a closer look at those ammonites. You've got a couple of lovely golden elegantissimus ammonites. Another one just hiding under that coprolite. Then you've got the coprolite itself. And then a partial, much larger elegantissimus ammonite. Beautiful.
And it goes back together perfectly. What a way to finish the session.
I think it's safe to say we've got a nice bag full of finds today. Plenty of fossils to be carrying up the cliff.
Overall, I think we had a really successful hunt today. I'm really pleased with the amount of fossils that we found and the quality of the finds as well. I'm going to try and make my way back to the car now with that heavy rucksack full of finds. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.